each. The first prize goes to Umar. And the second prize goes to Ahmed Islam. And the third prize goes to Islam. Now, on to the sports competition, we had two sports, badminton and table tennis. The badminton winners were Ijaz Ahmed and Quran Ahmed. And for the table tennis, the first prize goes to Ahmed Islam and Tariq. The special prizes for the work in organising the Ijtema, the recognition goes to Rafi Khan, and for the work throughout the year, Numan Khan, and Asif Green.
The Chairman Ijtema today has organised the event, as well as my finance secretary for the Qiyada, and it's for recognition for his hard work. The second one went to Mohan Hansai, and I've given that to him in recognition of all of his hard work with regards to Amoni, security for the mosque, and other various duties he does for myself. And the third one went to, I just can't remember the last screen, so I just gave it because I felt like it. Because he's a senior guardian, but he has worked tirelessly since we've got the mosque in organising certain things like making it possible for us to have a badminton table there, getting the pool table, and various other things he's done, including yesterday's efforts in Aziz Ma'act and Fal sector, and we had managed to achieve 99% attendance, which alhamdulillah is a recognition for it.
Do you have an additional report?
نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Dear Khadam and respected Regional Qaisar, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The preparation for the Ijtema started at the start of December, and Rafi Khan was appointed the chairman. Originally we planned on holding the Ijtema in the Christmas holidays, but Sidna Sahib did not approve of this. He recommended that Khadam should spend their time with their family in the Christmas period, so we moved it to the end of January. The preparation started. Initially we wrote a letter and sent out this letter to all Khadam. This went out at the end of December. Kashif Khan was appointed in charge of the attendance. Apart from sending out the letters, calls were regularly made, and everyone was called by the 15th of January. And throughout, text messages were sent. The last message that went out was last night. There were 45 confirmed Khadam that were supposed to attend. Today, the day started at Fajr prayer with breakfast. Most of the organizers were here, and they started making phone calls early. Registration started at 8:30, and the games call were going throughout to increase attendance. Opening session took place at 10:30. Apart from Tilawat and Nazm, there was an opening sermon by Qaisar. Following this, we had academic competition in this fall. We had a Tilawat, Nazm, Azan, and a stand-up speech, prepared speeches as well, competitions. Most Khadam were encouraged to take part in everything. and all of the Khudam present at the time took part in Tilawat. Most of the Khudam took part in Nazam and Azan, and nearly all of the Khudam took part in the Central speech, and this was very enjoyable. We had quite a good, we got some quite good speeches there. And prepared speeches, there was one person who had prepared the speech, but looking at the previous events, a lot of Khudam decided to prepare the speeches right there and then. We had quite a few prepared speeches. Following the competitions, we had the Zohar and Asr prayer. This was led by Ataur Rahman Sahib, who has devoted his whole days, come from the Jamia India. And after the namaz, we had the lunch. Lunch was chicken and chips. Last year we had chicken and chips and it was quite popular. Most people enjoyed it. So this year we also decided to do the same. Following this, we had the sports. Sports took place in the hall. We had the badminton and table tennis team competitions. Again, this was nearly all of the Khudam took part in this, and it was very enjoyable. In the end, I would like to thank everyone, all the organizers for organizing this event, and those that attended, especially those that took part in most of the competitions. And I would like to say to them, you have made a big effort to come in today. Please continue coming on a regular basis at Fajr and Isha prayer, at least. I would also like to thank the judges. We had one, like I said, a Java student. We had Rabbi Saab, and we also had a Sadr Newham. And I would also like to thank Rizwan Kaisa for being present here for our concluding session. At the end, I would like to give the attendance for today. The attendance for yesterday for the Tfal, it was 15 out of 16 Tfal, which is 99%. And many congratulations to those that organized it and made this happen. I've heard that they made home visits, which must have, had this good turnout. For the Khudam, we had attendance of 27 out of 68. There was a big effort in encouraging the attendance, but still we didn't get above the 50% mark, which is very disheartening. We only had 5 apologies. But comparing the figure to the last year's figure, we only had about 19 Khudam last year, so 27 is a big improvement from last year's. Again, this was due to having our own mosque, and a lot of Khudam have been active throughout. Do you have any questions? Exactly.
Okay, next, I request Faisal to read out a speech presented by Sadr Majlis from
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I've been asked my regional advisor as well as Sadr Majlis to deliver an address on his behalf, which he has asked us to read out for the local Ijtema. So I'll do my best to read this to yourselves today. My dear brothers, Khudam and Fadi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I regret that due to manifold duties and multifarious engagements, I am unable to join you personally at your local Ijtema today. Nevertheless, it gives me great pleasure to address this message to you on the occasion of the flagship event for your Qiyada. I cherish the atmosphere of these local Ijtema as the assembly of young Khudam and Fadi reminds me of my boyhood, which, before you laugh, was not that long ago. Although I briefly harken back to those days as a young boy, they really were truly a wonderful time. Each day brought with it something new and exciting. The wondrous pleasure of seeing something for the first time was a treasured delight that almost on a daily basis would bring wonderment to my senses, causing me to challenge what until then